Welcome back to Only Talk Sports, and today we have a video talking about Nick Saban's new contract extension. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Now, Nick Saban's got a new contract extension. They've added a year to his deal. It's now from 7 years in 2029 now to 2030. It's an 8-year deal. They've upped it from close to $10 million a year to over about $11.7 million a year, and it's worth $93 million. That's fine and dandy because Nick Saban's a great coach, and he's helped raise Alabama to unbelievable heights, even higher than the Paul Bear Bryant era. And that's cool. And I mean, I don't have any issues with that. But this is not why this is being done. This deal is being done to counterbalance Kirby Smart's new deal at Georgia that's worth $11.2 million a year. And Georgia did it because they wanted to be better than Alabama's deal on their coach, and then Texas A&M did it with Jimbo Fisher, and Dabo Swinney had a deal at Clemson. All this is a power move by Alabama to say that we are still the number one program in the country in athletics by paying Nick Saban more money than Kirby Smart at Georgia. And like I said, I have no issues with that, but the problem for college sports is that all this is doing is elevating these top schools even higher than they already were before, because these smaller schools cannot compete unless they put money into their athletics to compete with these schools that are, and it's just elevating the standard. You're going from back a few years ago, the highest paid coach was probably getting paid $5-6 million a year, and now the highest paid coach is getting paid almost $12 million a year, and it's not going to stop there. It's not going to stop there. It's the same thing with NIL. You have all these players getting NIL deals, and all that these schools are going to do is just try to keep upping each other and get paid more for this player than this other school did. And that's what's going on with these coaches. I've been watching Alabama since I was a kid, and I've been a fan of Alabama since I was a kid, and I like Alabama. And I have no problems with Nick Saban getting more money, but this isn't like a deal where Nick Saban was at Alabama and he was getting paid, $4 or $5 million a year, and then he wins a national championship, and then they want to give him a contract extension and give him more money, give him like $7-8 million a year. I'd be like, man, he deserves it. But the thing is the reason why they're doing this is just to be better than Georgia. Just to be better than Georgia. That's why they did this. They're only adding a year onto his deal. This is not a deal where he was close to the end of his deal and they're giving him a contract extension. This is just a deal where he's been their coach all this time. They gave him a 7-year deal that was the highest in the sport. Georgia topped it, and now Alabama wants to top Georgia. They're going to add an extra year to the deal, pay him more money per year, and that's it. And again, this is a free country. People should be able, if the market requires it, a person should be worth what they're giving to the school. And I'm fine with that. Nick Saban deserves to be paid a lot of money. He is a great coach. But all Alabama is trying to do is stay on top. They do not want to fall behind, and they want to stay number one. When Nick Saban did not have the number one recruiting class and Texas A&M had it instead, Nick Saban was frustrated because he wants Alabama to have the number one recruiting class. So he told the basically the boosters at Alabama, I want more money to get more players so we can stay number one. And again, that's fine. But now they're doing it to the coach. So Alabama is paying Nick Saban more than Kirby Smart just to stay on top. It's not about Nick Saban. It's not even about Alabama. It's just about being number one. And unfortunately, in modern college athletics, money is driving the sport. I made a video on this about a week ago on academics versus athletics, and I basically said that these schools that put in all their money into academics aren't winning, because if they put their money into athletics, they could win like Alabama. But they don't. They put all their money into research facilities, business schools, and any other type of, learning that you can get at these schools. That's what they put it into. They do not put their money into their athletics. Alabama has made it a goal that they want to be number one in sports, especially football. They want to be number one, and they're going to keep it that way. They're not going to drop from the top. And to them, paying Nick Saban more than Kirby Smart is going to allow Alabama to stay number one in football. I don't think it's good for college football, because it's just creating an arms race where all these top programs are trying to compete with each other to be number one. I think it's sad because sports used to not be this way. I'm still going to watch college sports. I'm still going to talk about college sports, but stuff like this is sad because this is why this is happening, to our beloved sport is somewhat crumbling in front of our eyes. It's not the sport that it used to be because of stuff like this. All these schools are just trying to outdo each other. And Nick Saban's new deal, while you can argue it's well-deserved because he's a great coach and he's done a lot for the program, it's just a power move for Alabama to be ahead of everybody else. I hope you like this video. Comment down below what you think of Nick Saban's new deal, whether it's a power move or whether it's just because Nick Saban deserves it or what. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, and I hope to see you next time.